Good evening. It's been a while since I've done a video. It's been about maybe close to a year now. And just been quiet, laying low. Before I begin, if you like anything that is shared, if you want to subscribe, please do. Hit the bell for notifications. I don't know how many more of these I'll be doing in the future, but I'm just taking them as they come. A few minutes ago, I was listening to classic 70s song by Marvin Gaye and What's Going On. And that song has always haunted me. Reminds me of my dad because in the song, Marvin Gaye makes reference to the Vietnam War, and my dad was in the Vietnam War. He makes reference to poverty and all the different struggles that was taking place in the 70s. And it just reminded me that, times are pretty much the same. They change and yet somehow they remain the same. And in that song, he is encouraging us to turn to love, that love is the way, that war isn't the answer, that love is the way. And recently I was out to dinner with a friend and she posed a question. She said, so, what are you passionate about? And I thought for maybe 30 seconds, if that, and I realized, I'm passionate about love. I've always been passionate about love, loving people, finding ways to bring love into the story. I always believed that love tells a better story. And there's a lot happening in the world, a lot happening in our nation, a lot happening around the globe. And I am convinced that love is the answer. I'm convinced that the way that we make the world a better place is by truly loving our neighbor as ourselves. And Confucius said it. It is recorded that Jesus said it, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's a very simple proclamation. Do unto others. And the other is the person that's an extension of yourself, the person that's a reflection of you. And in a sense, that term, do unto others, is almost like this realization that we are all connected, that we are all part of the same sinew, the same DNA, the same fabric of life. We all partakers of this same life. And regardless of your religious or philosophical positions or dispositions, and we can argue back and forth about what those things might be. But I believe that the ultimate call, the ultimate purpose, the ultimate unction to life is to love your fellow man, to love your fellow person, regardless of their creed, regardless of their religion, regardless of their sexuality, regardless of their gender. They're just simply human. And I'm reminded of Martin Luther King Jr.'s words, when he echoed this whole call of Gentiles and Jews and Protestants and Catholics and whites and blacks and everyone that considers themselves a human being, that we would somehow bind together and learn how to love one another. And my ache in my heart is that we not allow politics, that we not allow history, that we not allow binary fractions to keep us fighting one another. We have an election coming up in November, and the words are not lovely words coming from these politicians. It's more attack, it's more division, more divide, and I see it among people in the streets. I feel the energy of division. People having to scurry and find their tribe and find their group and have this us-them mentality. But what if we sort of turned a corner and said, it's an us mentality? What if we subtracted the word them? And what if we just developed an us mentality? We're in this thing called life together. And the only reality, the only substance, the only intangible force that can bring healing to the world, healing to individuals, is love, actively engaging in each other's needs, each other's desires, each other's wants, each other's suffering, each other's tears, each other's laughter. Love is the greatest force. It's the only power. It's the only agency that truly makes us work as human beings is what babies are born needing, and it's what the dying ache for as they breathe their last breath. It's not money. It's not politics. It's not cars. It's not homes. All those things have their purpose and their place, but they are temporary. They blow away in the wind. It's the love that matters most. And I just want to encourage you. Consider love. Consider love for self, love for others. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Think about that. Sit with that in every one of your engagements with people. Consider how you talk with them. Consider how you think about them. Consider your emotions towards them. Confucius says, do not do unto others what you don't want done to you. These are profound but yet simple practices that have echoed throughout history and find themselves in the wisdom of living this life. Is it a tall order? Yes. Is it possible? Of course. One simple act, one precise moment at a time, one intentional unction at a time, we can do this. And we can call each other to love, even our enemies. And maybe we can take that love and transform an enemy into a friend. Maybe we can sit under the banner of understanding and put aside the bricks of judgment and choose to see one another. See the divinity that's in each of us. See the goodness that's in each of us and celebrate the diversity that we all enjoy as human beings. This, my friend, is possible. This is what the sages and the spiritual leaders and the prophets and the philosophers and in their very diverse ways have all called us to. This symphony, this musical blessing called love. May you consider that. Peace and joy to you. Thank you. Namaste.